Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy David, and I'm coming at you with the free play mode wrap up for E3 for the Nintendo press conference. Sorry it took so long for me to do this, but you know life happens. But enough with life, let's get into this. And I'm gonna say this off the top. If you're not a Nintendo fan, and I do mean like a die-hard of the die-hard Nintendo fan, this press conference really did nothing for you because Nintendo, they decided to skip E3 for the second year in a row and do another Nintendo Direct press conference, which was streaming from their website. And it started off good because, let me backtrack, Nintendo promised that they were going to have all these new third-party partnerships and they're going to be working with third parties, and it got me excited. I'll readily admit, I was like, oh, third parties are finally going to jump on the Wii for development. Nintendo finally got some devs to give them support, and it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Well, when they first started out, they started off real strong because they announced the new Star Fox Zero, and it's being co-developed with Platinum Games. And Platinum Games is the development studio behind they were the original development studio behind Devil May Cry before they became Platinum Games, and they developed Bayonetta, and they developed the Mighty 101 for the Nintendo Wii U. So Platinum Games does have a history of developing games on the Nintendo Wii U already, and it looked very good. They took ideas that were introduced in the Super Nintendo never released Star Fox 2 and implemented them into this game, like the walker, and there are also the tanks, and the new hovercraft droid helicopter thing looked really good. So that is definitely a Nintendo game to watch out for. And then after that, it went totally downhill from there. I mean like stock market crashed downhill. That's how fast it went downhill. And they came out with a new Fire Emblem game for the Nintendo 3DS. And then they came out with Mario Maker, which has me slightly intrigued, but it's not something I would have spent a whole lot of time on. Because, like, if you've ever played these crazy Mario hacks that are found on the internet for emulators, like Super Hard Mario and Cat Mario, I imagine that this is the type of Mario levels that you'll see. And one interesting thing about Mario Maker is that it'll allow you to cycle between different eras of Mario and use the assets from that era, like the 8-bit classic era and the 16-bit era, like Super Mario World. And then you have the 3DS era all the way up to the new Super Mario Brothers Wii era. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's not a game that will get people sold on getting a Wii U. And then they came out with something really crazy, and it's a partnership with Atlas to develop a Fire Emblem versus Shin Megami Tensei type game, and it looked like a combination of Persona and Idolmaster. And I'll tell you right off the top, this thing was weird. That's the best way I can put it. I'll have a link to the trailer for this game in the description below, but man, this was just really weird. Then they announced 2 Animal Crossing games. Not really interested in Animal Crossing, so that's all I'm going to say about that. And they also announced Zelda Triforce Adventures for the Nintendo 3DS, and what that is essentially, if you've played Zelda 4 Swords on the Game Boy Color, it's essentially that, but 3 players, and you can play online. And that's interesting for a Nintendo product that they're including online play for a game on the 3DS. So those are very rare, but they are good things when they happen. And they also announced the Hyrule Warriors for the Nintendo 3DS, and it's essentially an updated version of the Wii U version because it's including assets from the Wind Waker Zelda game. So if you were a big fan of Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U and you can't get enough Hyrule Warriors and you want to take it on the go, Hyrule Warriors is coming out for the Nintendo 3DS. And the final game I'd like to talk about is the Metroid game that's also coming out on the 3DS. And it's a Metroid game set in the Metroid universe, but you don't get to play as Samus Aran. You get to play as these 4 generic power armor suited guys going through the Metroid universe. And it's 4-player co-op, so I guess 4-player co-op on the campaign is like the new thing for first-person shooters. So it's essentially Metroid Prime 4-player co-op. So if you were a fan of Metroid Prime and you want to play it on a 3DS, this is the game you're looking for, but it didn't really excite me, and I don't think it's going to excite too many people outside of die-hard Nintendo fans. In fact, there's a petition on change.org for Nintendo to pull this game because it's got a lot of die-hard Metroid fans pissed off. But moving on, Nintendo's presence at E3 itself was very minimal. They only had a small booth showing off 6 games, and it leads you to wonder if Nintendo is just packing it in with the Wii U. Like, do they realize that this is the final death throes for the Wii U? A lot of people don't want to recognize that, but I truly think it is. Even though the new Zelda game is coming out for the Wii U, even though it wasn't shown during Nintendo's Direct streaming conference, Iwata did confirm that it is coming out for the Wii U, but as I've said in previous podcasts on my own channel and on the New Gaming Orders channel, I do predict that it's going to be seeing a simultaneous release on the Nintendo Wii U and the Nintendo NX, just as Zelda Twilight Princess was a dual release on the GameCube and on the Nintendo Wii. So I want to know what you guys think. What did you guys think of Nintendo's press conference, the Direct conference, their lack of presence at E3, and is this the death throes for the Nintendo Wii U? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do so and tell your friends about it. This is David from the Free Play Mode signing off. Hope you have a good afternoon. Peace. I'm out.